Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Healthy Habits. On this week's episode, I've got a very, very special guest. His name is Vince Atkinson. In a normal world, Vince runs the whole high performance program for the RMIT women's football, the Big V basketball, the Redbacks represent, the good old Redbacks, and the Premier League tennis and the esports program. Currently, he is running a 10-week simulated placement for students from the School of Exercise and Sport Science. He has a wealth of sports science knowledge and expertise. Vince, welcome to you. Firstly, Vince, tell us a little bit about your simulated placement that you're running at the moment. Obviously, in this current climate, it's near impossible to work directly with students. So how has this placement been conducted and what's your role within it?
So as you said, it's quite hard or near impossible for our students to get out and get some practical experience out in their placement organisations. So we've put together a bit of an online simulated placement experience. So we've set up this program to sort of facilitate that extra hours so they can sort of graduate at the end of the year, use some practical strategies to get them thinking about what they can do in their placements and jobs in the future.
That's brilliant. It's just great that you're facilitating something like that. And hopefully by the time it's all finished, there won't be any virtual graduations. They can actually have person to person, albeit with social distancing perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Vince, how often should students exercise if they want to improve their general fitness from your perspective?
I guess it sort of depends on the individual's goals and their probably current levels of fitness. Probably a general rule of thumb, somewhere between maybe 2 to 5 days a week of doing some sort of activity. But it's probably good to just keep yourself moving every sort of day. It can be sort of more intense stuff, doing a strength session or going for a run, breaking that up with sort of lower intensity days, like going for a walk, maybe doing some yoga or stretching or things like that as well. So, but probably the main thing is just to keep the body moving and starting at a really low level and then gradually just building yourself up. Like you don't want to go out and be like, oh, I haven't run in 6 weeks and I'm going to go out and do 6 runs this week. You're going to feel pretty sore and you might not be as likely to carry that on. So start off small and then sort of build your way up.
Now, there are a lot of fancy fitness trackers on the market at the moment with the likes of Fitbit, the Apple Watch, Garmin Vivo fitness tracker, and even the constant data that's being recorded to your phone about the amount of steps that you're doing. Now, I'm wearing this rip-off brand to make it look like I'm super fit and a little bit hip as well. But what are some of the benefits of using an activity tracker? And maybe you could possibly persuade me to buy a real one.
I've got one as well. Nice Garmin
there
one.
it is.
There's a little plug for Garmin. Maybe I can get some feedback from that. I think the activity trackers are a really good sort of way of, I guess, motivating people to keeping active and doing that regularly. I know, like, I always look at my steps and sometimes you're working away all day and you're like, oh crap, like I've only done 2,000 steps for the day. I better go out and go for a walk or go for a run or something and get moving. So I think it's really good like that. I know with these sort of Garmin ones and Apple ones, they're pretty good at sort of tracking, sort of like going for runs and stuff like that, and showing little achievements and goals that you can reach. So I guess it keeps feeding back into that sort of motivation and keeping people wanting to get out and keep being active. And I think some of them they can get quite expensive. So if you do fork out $400, $500, $600, you may as well make the most of it and actually use it and get out and start doing stuff. So there's another motivating factor.
Exactly. That's a very, very good motivating factor. And I was going to say as well, from your perspective, is there a certain amount or level of steps that we should be adhering to per day?
I don't think there's an exact number, but some people sort of been in around the 10,000 steps a day. But yeah, if you can sort of get around that number, some people will do a lot more if they've just up and about, a lot more walking around. And sometimes it can be a bit hard for people, but I think if you can get around that mark, it'll put you in good stead to keep your body moving and stuff.
Now, Vince, when the panic buying period set in around Australia, it coincided with social clubs and gyms closing as well. Now, during that period of time, a lot of yoga mats, weights, and gym equipment disappeared off the shelves. So what are some cheap and accessible pieces of exercise equipment that students can buy to use at home? Or could a heavy pot plant be a good substitute for a medicine ball, for example?
No, I think that last point you made there is really good, and being a bit creative with what you got around the house is really important. If you've got some heavy pot plants, some bricks or rocks or yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's stuff like that. Even books, like a lot of uni students, if you've got a heap of those textbooks, chuck them in a backpack or something, and you can use them. Bands, those sort of power bands and stuff, they're pretty cheap, and they've got a wide range of use. So I think they're really effective. And I've managed to convince my partner to get a bit of a home gym going, and we were going through the process of trying to get our hands on gear, and there's nothing out there, but finally got some stuff. But bands seem to be probably the way to go, and even just using your own body weight as well is really good.
Yeah, and have you been power lifting that bed behind you there? I see it's flipped
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Just a couple of presses here and there, you know.
That's the way to do it, Vince. That's the way to do it. Very inspirational indeed. You must be a good lad. Now, Vince, what is some good online resources that students can use to find information that can help them design and craft their own workouts?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting topic. I guess there's a lot of crap out there, to be honest, on the internet, and it's sometimes hard to sort of sift through that all and try to get some decent information. So I'd probably say try to get in contact with an experienced exercise professional to probably guide you in sort of individualizing your program. So it's hard to go out on the internet and sort of look and say, oh, that looks cool and that looks good, but might not be the best thing for you, for yourself, especially when you're maybe starting at a lower base of fitness. Going out and looking at sort of the crazy things that you might see, it might not be great for you and might not be a good starting point, but something to progress to. So I'd say see a sort of exercise professional, get some ideas off them, get a bit of a program to set yourself up at the starting point. Another good thing is probably a bit of a plug for us as well. We're starting up in conjunction with our simulated learning is this sort of telehealth program. So with that, we've got our exercise and sports science students, and we'll sort of set up sort of telehealth programs. So like you and me sitting here, and we'll go through a program together and go through a little bit of an assessment and background on sort of, say, your sort of fitness area, and then we'll sort of help build out a program for you. And we're sort of aiming to do that over sort of an 8-week period with our clients who jump on board. And the best thing, it's completely free. So we're hoping to get that up and running by semester 2. So if people, RMIT sort of staff and students want to get on board that, get some really good individualized, tailored programs from the students here, and we'll set yourself up with that.
Wow, what an incredible online resource that you've just set up right here and now.
And it's all free. So yeah.
And it's all free, even better. Gosh, a lot of personal trainers out there, they do charge a lot of money. So
yeah.
Now, Vince, can you debunk the age-old question about whether protein shakes actually work? And if they do, what are your recommendations for putting certain things in there to get the best results for you?
Yeah, I think, well, a lot of the researchers sort of point towards that protein supplements and shakes are quite effective, especially sort of building that sort of lean muscle mass, increasing what we call muscle protein synthesis, which allows you to build your muscles and repair your muscles. So there's a lot of research backing that up, but probably I'd say with that is we can't get it confused with protein supplements. They're exactly how the name says. They're a supplement to a good, healthy, solid diet, and it should just be an adjunct to that. The main thing people use them for is it's a bit more convenient to get some protein in after, say, a heavy workout. And I think the research is sort of pointing towards maybe 0.2 to 0.3 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So I think it works out. So say if you're 70 kilos, it might be between 15 to 20 grams of protein you sort of can have after you sort of your workout. A lot of the researchers sort of said that spanning it over the course of a day. So instead of just having sort of meals of protein and having a lot all in one sitting, maybe spanning it every sort of 3 to 5 hours over the course of the day is quite effective as well.
Certain other things that you can put in the protein shake, would you recommend things like certain fruits and also seeds and possibly even really organic and quite concentrated cocoa powder?
Yeah, if that sort of floats your boat. I guess you can put it in there, make smoothies. I know I do that. Put various fruits and berries and banana, a bit of yogurt and stuff. Your tastes and your preferences there sort of dictate what you want to put in there. But again, it shouldn't be used as, say, a meal replacement type thing. It's probably a bit of an adjunct to what your normal healthy diet would be.
Finally, Vince, last week we had Susie's top 5 healthy eating tips, and this week we have Vince's top must-do daily exercises and stretches. Vince, I'm very, very excited for this grand reveal. Take us through your top must-do daily exercises and stretches.
It's just probably getting more based around getting yourself moving throughout the day, doing various things, trying to go for a walk, maybe trying to go for a jog, do a bit of a strength session or things like that. But I think really important if we're sort of sitting down, be at your desk and hunched over a little bit, you can do a little bit of stretching and stuff in there as well. So standing up, I always like to sit there and do like neck stretches where you're sort of hinging over a little bit either side and sort of leaning back over your chair, trying to stretch out a little bit and stuff, and even sort of getting up off your chair and maybe doing a few squats and sinking down into a nice deep squat in there. Yeah, loosens you up a little bit if you've been sitting at your desk and in your chair all day as well. But I'll say that probably the main thing is just get out and get moving.
Get out and get moving. If you do that, you'll stay as fit as a fiddle. Vince, thank you so much for your time today. Stay safe, happy, and healthy during this period of time. And thank you for all your advice.
Thanks for having me, Michael. Cheers.
Thank you everyone out there for tuning in to another episode of Healthy Habits. Enjoy your stretches at home and look out for the RMIT telehealth program as well, which can set you up with a brand new fitness routine. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm Michael Serpell and this is Healthy Habits.